Okay, Chapter 8, Part 4, Packaging. So packaging has always served a very practical function. It holds basically the contents of certain products. And it protects the products while they are moving through the channel of distribution, while they are being handled and shipped and couriered and so forth. Okay, so there are examples of packaging for different products. And it's also a means of establishing competitive advantage, actually. It makes them easier to use, easier to carry, safer to use, and it contains the products all at the same time. So the functions of packaging. Packaging has the following functions. It contains and protects the products. It promotes the brand because you can put your labeling on it. And it facilitates storage, use, and convenience. So if you aren't finished with a product, you can store it for later use. You can close up the package again for later. And it can reduce environmental damage. Okay. So containing and protecting a product. It can contain liquids like cream, things that are granular like cereal, and other divisible items. And it allows companies to market their products in specific quantities, like certain grams. Like over there you can see 55 grams, 28 grams, 14 grams, 7 grams. And then you can charge different prices for those different grams packaging. And physical protection of the product is another important function. Then you can promote the products. It identifies the brand. It lists the ingredients. And it specifies instructions on the labels. It also differentiates the product from competing brands using colors and shapes and certain designs. So can any of you determine which companies, what brands belong to those different products over there? I think the one on the left is Castrol Oil. The one next to them, the green one, I think you probably all know as Domestos. And I'm not sure of the others, but can you see that even the packaging can be associated with specific brands? Okay, so a while back, Kimberly-Clark introduced new types of boxes for their tissue products, their Kleenex and their Puffs tissues. They made it easier to remove, so it looks better, and it's easier to take out of the box one at a time. Okay? So people would display them in different rooms of their house, made it more attractive to people. It wouldn't be so ugly as some other tissue boxes can be. Okay, Woolworths To-Go range of products is packaged so that people can clearly see what's inside, like that example of there. You can clearly see that's barbecue chicken pancakes. Right? So they don't try and put a lot of things over it. They want you to see the product. And this is to support their positioning, which is that they supply very fresh and tempting food. Fresh, healthy, delicious, appealing. And there are some more examples. Can you see? You can easily see the products inside, and it's actually the food inside that attracts you to buy. Okay, then you get something called kaleidoscope packaging. And this is where certain aspects of the packaging change. For example, on cereal boxes, there's Cocoa Pops. The things change at the back so that kids, while they're sitting at the breakfast table eating their breakfast, they can engage with the box by looking at the back at the cartoons and things. Okay, then storage, use, and convenience. Wholesalers and retailers prefer packages that are easy to ship, store, and stock in their shelves. It must be simple for them to use. Okay, they don't want bulky things, things with funny edges. Usually want them to be square or rectangular. And they want things that are going to protect the product because they still have to sell the product, okay, to the end consumers. Okay, so it must be simple to pack on their shelves. And it must prevent spoilage. They don't want their products to go off because then their customers will not be happy. And of course, it needs to prevent breakage. It mustn't be easy to break, so the boxes must be packed well. And of course, it must extend the product's shelf life. If products are effectively sealed, it will extend their shelf life quite effectively. And consumer-seek items that are easy to handle and open and then reseal later on, and things that are not going to be tampered with by their children, and that they can reuse and easily dispose of. And packaging is actually a way that a company can sustain their competitive advantage. For example, Cadbury brought out this, it's a type of a chocolate wrapper which you can reseal again. Maybe you've seen it before. And that's a way to improve their competitive advantage over other chocolate brands. Maybe customers will buy this chocolate brand because you can actually seal it. So if they're going at a picnic or they're going away, they can seal it effectively and it won't mess in the car or mess wherever they are. Okay, there are some examples of bad packaging, like bully beef cans that you can hurt yourself. It's actually not the best way to do it. There are forms of innovative packaging like zipper seal tear strips. I'm sure you've seen them on the certain wraps that you can buy at specific shops like KFC and McDonald's. And then there are all kinds of interesting forms of packaging like the Johnson & Johnson's Tylenol Fast Cap. It allows mothers to easily take some soap into the one hand while they're holding the baby with the other hand. Okay. And then, of course, the Cadbury resealed chocolate. Okay, some firms even use their packaging to segment their markets. So soup packaging is for different markets. You get cup of soup and packet soup. And then you also get cool drinks, like you get the tins, which are for individuals, and then you get the bigger 2 liters, which are for families. So they use their packaging, same product, just different packaging for different target segments. Okay, and then we got the cup of soup, which are for people at work. Then we got the classic soup, that's for mothers probably while they're cooking. And yeah, and then you got the quick soup. I don't know who that's for. Probably the same as the cup of soup people. And then we got recycling and environmental damage. One of the most important packaging issues today has to do with the environment. So recycling is important to people. People want to be eco-friendly, and they want eco-friendly packaging that's not going to harm their environment. And these are some examples of eco-friendly packaging. On the left are wine. They're selling wine in recyclable bottles, and on the right-hand side there, I think those are crayons or something like that, also in recyclable packaging. Okay, the advantages of packaging for the consumer is the following. It makes products convenient to store and use. It allows for convenient sizes so that they don't waste. If you're a single person living on your own, you're not going to buy a 2-liter milk because then you're probably going to waste it. You're not going to drink all of it in time. It makes products safer to use. And it's a very important part of a company's integrated marketing strategy. It needs to have the similar style, similar messaging, similar colors to the rest of what the brand is saying and doing. And here's an example of Cadbury. As you can see, their logo, their packaging, their promotional items, their adverts, everything is saying the same thing. It has similar colors and a similar style. Okay, and then lastly we have labeling. It's a very important part of the package. And there are 2 forms. You have persuasive labeling and then you have informational labeling. Okay, so on the left there you can see informational labeling, and on the right you can see persuasive labeling. It's saying new business card range, business cards and business card holders. Tower's new business cards and business card holders are designed to make your life easier. Very persuasive. Where on the left it's just information and facts. Okay, so the persuasive labeling focuses on a promotional theme or logo. Like certain sources use persuasive labeling to strengthen their brand identity, like Monster Energy, right? It's got labeling that's quite persuasive, trying to get you to buy their energy drink. So when people say things like new and improved and super, it's not very effective anymore. So people need to use their labeling very carefully. And informational labeling is there to help people make product decisions, so they know what's inside, so they can make the effective decisions. It tells them all the nutritional information, the contents, the features, as to lower the cognitive dissonance after the purchase, so that people know what they bought. They're not surprised. And that's that.